2 years ago, I moved all the way from Houston, Texas to Thailand. And to be honest, I don't really have any motivating stories or like some crazy story to tell you. I'll tell you exactly how it went down and my experience here in Thailand. So my lease was ending. It was like, I had like 2 months left on my lease, 3 months left. And at the same time, I was going through a breakup. At this time, I already had been done with Houston. I didn't really like Houston. When I first got there, I didn't really like it. I knew it wasn't the vibe that I wanted, but I was there for about 2 years. And so I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? You know, I've already lived in a few apartments in Texas. I don't really like Texas. I definitely wanna move to another state and just get away from everything. So I was thinking like, wait, I'm making money online. I have a successful business bringing me good income. I don't have any ties, no kids, no responsibilities. Why not leave the country? I never really traveled before either. Like I got my visa maybe a year before I moved to Thailand. So I hadn't even really traveled a lot. So I was like, let me check out some countries. You know, I got on Google and I was like, what's the best country to live in as a foreigner? And of course I wrote like as a black man, this and that, you know, all those little searches that you be writing. So Thailand was like, came up, right? And the first thing that came up was like the cost of living, which was very appealing, right? Because in America now, you can make $10,000 a month, but your money's not gonna go a long way there. I mean, it is if you budget, but if you like to go out and like the finer things, $10,000 a month is really not a lot. So I was like, wow, Thailand is super cheap to live. Then the second thing, of course, I was like, the women. What are the women like? At that time, I was attracted to Asian women, but they weren't really my first pick. So I started looking up Asian Thai women on Google, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really like what I saw. When I went on Google, I did not like what I saw. I didn't see anything I was attracted to at all. I was just like, you know what, there has to be, you know, women that I find attractive in Thailand. I just never saw it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take the chance. This isn't about women, this is just about me trying something new, getting outside of my comfort zone and just, you know, trying to look for something different. So after reading for about an hour about Thailand, I said I'm gonna do it. I didn't look at any other countries. I just said I'm gonna do it. The first thing I did was I picked a date. I picked a date because if you don't have an end date, you're just gonna prolong it. So I picked a date. 2 weeks later, you know, I talked to all my friends about it. Some of them were like, don't do it, you're not gonna like it, this and that. I didn't care. I already made a decision. When I make a decision, it's already done deal. I don't care. I'm taking the risk. So, sorry, cop. So, okay, I booked the ticket. That was the first thing I did. And because when I booked the ticket, I said, okay, this is it. It was like 1,000 USD. I was like, I just spent $1,000. I have to go. All right, so I booked the ticket. Then I started working and figuring out what I was gonna do. The income was good. I didn't really have to worry about money. I already had money coming in. I was good with that. The most important thing, the most stressful thing was the dog situation. So I have a dog, and I had to figure out, you know, how I was gonna get my dog there. So I did all that. I already made a YouTube video on the step-by-step takes on how to get your dog here to from America. So after that, I started selling everything. I sold all my clothes because I couldn't bring anything. I brought 2 suitcases full of clothes and my dog. So I sold my car, sold my my clothes, everything like that. And then the visa situation. So the first thing I did was I applied for the tourist visa. I did the tourist visa. It gave me 3 months. Let's fast forward, you right? I get here to Thailand on a tourist visa, and after like a month, I already knew I wanted to be here for a long time. So that's when I left to Vietnam and I applied for the DTV visa. That's a 5-year visa. You have to show a certain amount of money in your bank. You have to show, you know, proof that you have a business, this and that. So I got approved for the DTV visa, and then right now I'm on the 5-year DTV visa. When I got here, I didn't really know what to expect. I knew that it was going to be cheap. I knew it was going to be different. I wasn't worried at all. You know, I've never been really worried. I'm always gonna make shit happen. No matter what it is, I'm gonna get through whatever it is. I've been homeless, I've been broke, I've been through it all. So I mean, I've been at the bottom of the barrel, so I already knew like whatever happens. As long as my dog's okay, I'll be straight. I'm not gonna go over too much about the money situation because I already made a video on like rent, electricity, all those things. So I'm gonna skip over like the money stuff. One thing I will tell you is that I spent a lot of money the first 6 months to a year. I was partying a lot, and I spent a lot of money just buying stuff, tipping everyone. You know, when you get here, you're just like, everything's so cheap that you're just like giving money out. You know, you're giving money to the security, you're giving money to this. Someone at my condo, my air conditioning stopped working, so they came and checked on it. I even tried to tip them. So, you know, and then I would just buy cars everywhere. I wasn't getting bikes because I was like, you know what, a car's only $6, but that shit adds up. But that's another video. All right, so my day-to-day life, what does it look like? I wake up around 4:30, 5 in the morning. I respond to clients. I am an online personal trainer. I help people get in shape, specifically men over 30. So that's my first thing. I respond to my emails. Then I start writing down my to-do list. Actually, I already have like a mini to-do list before I go to bed, but I add on to it in the morning. And so I do my to-do list. I drink water. I walk my dog. I clean up. I do a lot of different things for the first hour or two in the morning. Then after that, I write down some YouTube ideas, some Instagram reel ideas. I work on those, and then I hit the gym. After the gym, I sit down, I do more client work, and then I go home and I eat. I start editing videos, start figuring out plans to marketing for my business, things like that. And then I kind of just chill the rest of the day until the evening, which is around 8 p.m. is when everyone starts waking up in America. And that's when I start talking to people, reaching out, doing consultations, sales calls, signing up clients, things like that. That's my day-to-day, every single day, 7 days a week. What I love most about Thailand is how safe that it is. How I can be here talking to you and I don't have to worry about someone coming up behind me and trying to steal from me. I don't, in America, I have my head on a swivel everywhere I go, kind of like paranoid. Here, it's just so free. You see girls walking down the street at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. They're on their phones, not caring. Of course, everywhere you go is going to be bad people and things are going to happen, but majority of the time, everyone's just minding their own business. There's been so many times I'm in a restaurant and I'm walking by a table and I see a bunch of phones there just left out unoccupied. People don't really mess with you here in where I'm at, which is the center city, Bangkok. I'm sure when you go out to other, the other cities that's not so much tourist, some things happen. But here it's super safe. That's what I like most. The food, I don't really care too much. I love Asian food. I love anything. I'll eat anything. But I was eating a lot the first year here because I had a girlfriend, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But the first year here, I got super fat. I gained like 30 pounds eating a lot of street food. When you eat street food, a lot of the times you think that the food's healthy. Rice, meat, egg. But that shit's fried. It has to be over like 1,000 calories for just some rice, some beef, and an egg. The way they cook it is just crazy. So once I realized that, I started going to the grocery store, which is right down the street, and just cooking everything. Chicken, fish, steak, eggs, whole foods only, stop eating out, and I've already lost my 30 pounds. I love the people. They say, I've been hearing a lot that Thai people are kind of fake. They don't really like foreigners. It's just about the money. That could be true. I don't really have any Thai friends. I have one or a couple Thai friends. I don't really have any friends at all here. I stay to myself. People are weird. I feel like the good people that have their head on their shoulders and are doing good, they're busy. They're inside. They're working. They're occupied. It's the weird people that have a lot of free time. They're not really doing much. I don't really hang out with those people. There's not much I want to do with someone during the day. I'm working, I'm doing my thing. But other than that, the people here are cool. You attract what you give out. So all my life I've attracted good people because I have good energy, and that's what I got back. I haven't really had any bad experiences with people here, Thai people or foreigners. What I don't like about living in Thailand, there's really not much there's not a lot that I don't like. I pretty much adapt very easily to anywhere I go. I could say the traffic, but I don't really go anywhere. So there's really not much there's nothing I hate about Thailand. You know, when I got to Houston, there was a bunch of things that I could name that I didn't like about Houston, Texas. But here, no, and that's why people stay. There's not much you can hate. There's not much that. Yeah, that's why people come here and they stay. They don't want to leave. All right, so I'm gonna get into the dating scene. So here listen, if you're in shape, if you have some money, if you can speak well, if you know how to speak to people, you're gonna get a good quality woman for sure. I'm gonna start from the beginning. When I moved here, I was like, I'm not gonna be hooking up with a bunch of girls. That's not why I'm coming. I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna focus on that. I wanna focus on my business, and that's it. So when I got here, I talked to a few girls here and there, of course, but I jumped into a relationship right away. I found this girl, great quality girl, educated, good with her family, spoke very good English, funny, had her own friend group, was dope. She was cool. She's a software engineer. You know, I met her one night and we stuck together ever since. And so before her though, I was meeting other women, right? I met good quality women. I haven't had any bad experiences here with women. If you're gonna find on YouTube a lot of guys talking crap about women here, talking about how they're gonna use you, this, that, you've heard it all. Those are the men, those are the low quality men in my opinion. If you're in shape, you look good, you take care of your skin, and you have some money, you know how to speak, you're gonna get a high quality woman for sure. These guys that talk shit about women here, how they're this, they're that, they want to use you, this, that, those are the low quality men only attracting low quality women, right? Listen, I'm gonna be straight up. If you want a high quality woman here, you gotta have a little bit of money, you gotta speak well, you gotta be good looking, you gotta be in shape. For sure, like, I'm not saying that girls here are gold diggers, but a high quality woman's gonna expect more from a girl that is not as good quality, you know? So you can easily get a good-looking woman that's educated, all these different things that you like, but you have to be on par. You can't be fat, sloppy, eating out every day, like not taking care of yourself. You can't be weird, only wanting to have sex with a high-quality woman. You gotta be a high-quality man. So I haven't experienced any bad things. I hear all the time from people that I know about girls doing this, doing that, robbing them, stealing from them. Those are women that I have never personally had any kind of relations with. So, and in America, I only had good quality women. I was just thinking, like, all of my ex-girlfriends have been educated, are good with their family, their parents, have their own friends. It's just you bring in what you put out. The dating scene, if you go to the club, you can meet For me, I'm an introvert. So, and I think that's probably why I get into a relationship right away. Because when I meet a good woman, I probably want to keep her. Because I don't really like, dealing with a bunch of different women. I don't want to be out with my women. I keep hearing noises. That's why I keep looking back. I don't want to be out with my girl and we walk into an event and there's like 3 other girls that I had sex with there. That's embarrassing for her and it just doesn't look good. So I was like, I want to walk in somewhere with my girl and be confident that no other girl has touched me. So that's my respect to my girl, and that's how I thought about it coming here. So, and like as far as like social stuff, like there's so many events here. It's easy to meet new people, new expats that are coming here. It's hard to make good friends here because people come and go. I've had some guys come in and we really hit it off, we really connected, but they weren't staying here long term. So I like to just keep to myself with my girl and my dog. I've always been, to myself. I've always been an introvert. I've always had a lot of friends, though. It's weird. So I'm an introvert, but I've had a lot of friends, good friends, good friends, quality friends, friends that I trust. They trust me. So I would say like I'm an introvert with an extrovert personality, because once I get to know you, I'll open up, and it's just, so weird. Like, I'm closed off. It's hard to open me up. You know, a lot of people I've talked to, they say I don't know how to read you until they really get to know me. So if you're coming here wanting to make new friends, you have to put yourself out there. You have to go out, speak to people, talk to people. People are so friendly. A few months ago, I was in 7-Eleven, you know, I had my headphones in, I was looking like that. That's just how I look. I don't know, I always have this weird face. And he approached me and I started smiling, we started talking, and like, if he never, we hit it off. We went out, I showed him around. He was here with his wife and kids, and he was only here for a few days, but he became a really good friend of mine just for those few days. But if he would have never came up to me, if he would have looked at me and been like, oh, that guy looks like stuck up, or he looks mean, he would have never met me. So now I know that, like, when I see guys in the gym and they look mean, I'll approach them and say what's up, and 10 times out of 10 they're cool as hell. They're friendly, they talk. So it's just some people, the most shy people are the reason why they look like that is because they're just kind of shy and introverted like me. Do I miss America? I miss Wingstop, I miss Chick-fil-A, but I don't miss America. I miss my family, I miss my friends. I miss how if I wanted to go shoot some content somewhere, take some pictures, I can go to a park and I'll be by myself. Here, there's people everywhere, right? We're in the middle of the city, so there's people everywhere. I don't really miss too much else about America, to be honest. I do want to move back just because of my family. I still have my aunt, my grandmother, my parents, my sister, my nieces and my nephews out there. So eventually I am going to move back. I just don't know when. I got about 3 more years left. I might move within the next year. Who knows? It's just for family purposes. I want to be closer to my mother. She's getting older. My dad, I got to take care of them. So, all right, yeah, so that just wraps it up. If you have any questions or you want me to make a video on a specific thing I talked about, drop it in the comments. I'll read all the comments and I'll make some videos on those comments. But yeah, I mean, that's my experience here. I really have nothing negative to say about Thailand. I love it here. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.